This is a list of the common struggles that men go through. And in this video, I'm going to offer practical solutions on how men need to deal with those things. There's a lot of things that affect the growth and the character of men. And if we are not careful in knowing how to deal with these types of things, these things can manifest into mental health issues. It can manifest into having a lot of social issues, particularly with ourselves and how we maneuver in the environment that we're in and the relationships we form. Number one, there's a tendency in the male community or just being a male, some of the norms that we find in society, that we are being taught on how to suppress our emotions. Emotional suppression is part of the identity of being a man. And that thing comes with a lot of problems because men often struggle to deal with their emotions or learn how to regulate their emotions properly. So these things come from a place of like, men don't know how to deal with sadness, on how to be vulnerable. They have the fears that they have in their lives. And these things, they hold them within. And later on, some of it even leads to a place where men have substance abuse problems, or they have behavioral aspects in their lives where they have a behavior problem. So these things need to be correlated, and young men in particular, even the older ones who are going to see this video, they can learn a lot in terms of how to maneuver as a man in terms of handling your emotions and stop suppressing them and creating spaces for ourselves to become better men. So the solution for this thing of emotional suppression is very easy. Men need to normalize emotional expression, to learn how to be a person who's not reactive, create spaces or interact with people that respect how you feel, and create an environment for you to freely express yourself in that level. So there's a lot of things. Men need to go to therapy if they need to. They need to create journaling and see and reflect that on this specific day I felt like this, and they have activities and they have spaces with other men or even with other women that they feel particularly safe with. Because worst of all is that your friends are going to have their lives and you're going to have a spouse. So men need to learn how to pick women that are also emotionally intelligent, that are not going to weaponize their traumas and pains in that format. So it's really, 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 really important for men to have spaces of expression in those types of levels. Number two, there's a mental health stigma in society in general, where if men have to create spaces for them to be emotional, they are being deemed as weak men. Men are supposed to not cry. Men are supposed to be these strong things that don't need support. And it creates a lot of issues in our society. Hence why the suicide rate is so high. So these types of things, we need to learn how to deal with them correctly. And men need to learn how to channel themselves in those types of things. And mental health, like seeking help for men is taboo. It's taboo because the minute you seek help, you see yourself as this weak person, or you'll be labeled as being weak, and of which needs to come to an end. Men do need help also, and we need to come to the party as both genders so we can help one another. But particularly us as a society of men, we need to learn how to interact with one another on those levels. So the solutions are very simple. Men need to learn how to educate themselves about mental health, do the research, normalize therapy, coaching, find a mentor, find support groups. Put yourself out there where you are able to seek help, because the strength in you seeking help, because you've identified exactly what you're dealing with, instead of trying to be strong when you know that you're struggling. Number three, there's a pressure to provide financial stability in society. Men are supposed to be these providers and protectors, but we will find ourselves with partners that are not willing to help us in the growth of being financially independent. But at the same time, a lot of men do not make that much money, and they don't have the financial support to deal with those things. And when they lose their jobs, their relationships, and the connections that they've built with people based on the fact that they are providers, is very problematic. So Right now, in the society and generation we're in, men are finding it difficult to be in relationships without money. So now the pressure of wanting to provide becomes part of their personality and identity, and they forget to work on themselves, and they rely so much on money to be in relationships, and it always backfires. So men need to create spaces for themselves to understand that do not pick women that are only gonna love you for what you are giving them, and in return you're only benefiting the sexual part of things, and this woman is not a helpmate to you, that even in any season that you are in, she's going to stand with you. So men need to learn these types of things now. And the solution is simple, is that men need to learn how to discuss financial expectations in relationships and create financial boundaries so that they will not be manipulated and used to a point where they don't have anything for themselves. So men also need to learn how to be selfish in those types of things, because if you don't manage your money correctly, you're going to have frustrations and depression in your life. And if you have a financially irresponsible partner, it affects you also as a person. So we really need to be honest about these types of issues, because they do exist and they create a lot of fundamental problems in the communities that we find ourselves in. So the solutions are that, well, men need to create budgets for themselves and know the limitations of how much they're willing to spend if they're in relationships. And they have to have plans for the money that they're earning, instead of pouring all this money into a person that's not also pouring into your cup. It's very dangerous. Hence why men end up even wanting to unalive women when these women leave them, when they lose their jobs. It's very, very, very dangerous. Now, going to the next thing, number 4. A lack of purpose and direction is also what's fueling the current generation of young people that are into substance abuse and all these things, or having the wrong circles. So many men feel lost because they don't have a sense of direction and they don't have a sense of purpose. And the solutions for this is that a lot of them need to reflect on their values and see where their strengths are in, and particularly try and work around their weaknesses. Either it be an issue of emotional problems, mental problems, or even physical issues. Because men don't take care of themselves. You consume so much alcohol, you're not taking care of your body, your mind, your spirit. You haven't fixed your spiritual life. There's a lot of things that contribute to men lacking purpose and direction. So men need to focus on self-development. Number 5, loneliness. Loneliness is a pandemic that's growing in many communities. Now, men often struggle with issues of formulating bonds and friendships, particularly finding the right friends. So they choose to isolate and be in their little bubble. Sometimes isolation is important, especially as you are building, but it shouldn't be part of your personality. You need to have a community. You need to have a group of friends that you are working towards in that sense. And the solution is simple. You need to prioritize friendships, join men groups, sports clubs, where you can meet your peers, people that have the same interest in you. If you are into stuff like anime, join anime conventions, or visit them. There's many societies and many things that we see as hobbies. So men need to open themselves into those spaces and find men that think and speak like them. And this will help a lot of them formulate meaningful connections. Number six speaks to the most basic one. It's burnout and overworking. A lot of men do not create personal time for themselves, and this thing contributes to a lot of their problems. And their self-worth is based on productivity and not stuff that they enjoy. So they become workaholics and focus on the pursuit of making money, because society tells them that if they don't have money, they are useless. So this thing catches up with them, because you are working so hard to accumulate so much money that you don't find time for yourself. You don't find time for the things that you enjoy. And most men just drink, and becomes a problem in many aspects. So there's a lot of things that men need to do. They must set boundaries, or reset yourself from a productive lifestyle, that you do other things that are productive, that make you happy outside of making money, because money cannot be part of your total personality. There's other things You need to find a work balance between your personal life and your hobbies. No, you can't just be work. Find things that bring joy in your life. No, find things that bring meaning. That okay, outside of my workspace and the things that I'm trying to build and grow, what else do I enjoy? So it's really important. Number 7, relationship communication. A lot of us, we are from families where we don't have our fathers and we don't know how to articulate ourselves properly as men. Men often struggle to communicate feelings and needs in relationships. You are only taught, especially the ones that are being raised by single mothers, they're only being taught that no, as a man you need to be a good man and take care of a woman. Nobody tells you on how a woman needs to take care of you. So the feelings or needs in relationships, men don't know how they are also need to be treated. You're only being taught on how to treat women, but nobody teaches you on how to treat you as a man. So men end up settling for less and it overwhelms them at times. Hence the protector and provider complex comes into play, that you are building yourself up to be this thing and this person, but nobody tells you that what's the reward that you need to get from that. So the solution is also just practice active listening and emotional honesty. Learn that relationship skills from your own personal output. Like you need to channel yourself into getting information. Look at people that are married. Not to say that you must copy their formula. Have people that are living a life that is different from yours, and learn from them. Ask about their experiences. Ask about the things that they've dealt with, and you can learn a lot. Sometimes get a book. You can learn a lot of things from that. Body image issues. Well, men feel pressure to be muscular. You think that if you've got a bigger muscular body and six packs and all of these things, that's what makes you a man. Yes, you must take care of yourself, be fit and all of these things, but you need to have an image that is for you. Have an image that you emulate for yourself. If being a bodybuilder is part of who you are, do it by all means. But the priority in all of this, it's about self-identity, creating your own complex, having your own identity of what type of body you like to have and how you want to feel as a healthy person. You could have the most slimmest body, but the whole premise of this is just regulating your health and just being healthy. I will stop feeling the pressures of saying a man has a six-pack and all these things, and you let these things get to you. I will focus on health over appearances. As I just said, it's not about how you look, it's about being healthy. If you feel comfortable in your body but being healthy at the same time, kudos. Dish comparison. Stop comparing yourself to other men that you see that they're getting attention or and all these things, but follow fitness plans that prioritize sustainable well-being. Have a physical activity that you do that will keep you active instead of just only drinking and all these things. It's important to take care of your health. Very vital, because it also helps with your mental health. Number 9 also goes back to the first premise of this conversation of emotional regulation, anger management. Anger management, it's a lot of things that men can't deal with, because you're taught that you need to be the strong person, and a lot of you, when you're drunk, you act out because you have things bottled up and you don't speak out. So these things catches up with you over time. Anger can be a default emotional outlet if you don't understand your feelings correctly. So have other outlets where you can have compartments of who you are and understand your personality or character. That if I am angry as imposer, how do I deal with myself? If I am sad as imposer, how do I deal with myself as a man? So if you don't have other outlets, you'll always draw back to the primary one, of which happens to be anger. And then you act out and you start becoming violent to people. It's not a good thing. So learn identity triggers. Learn and practice breathing, mindfulness, and seek anger management support. Understand and draw yourself into yourself and understand what makes you move, what makes you tick, what makes you angry, and work around those things as time moves on. Number 10, fatherhood pressure. The balance of being a good father or a good partner and provider is very hard, and it puts pressure on men in their financial, personal life. So be present and stop trying to be perfect. Just be present, be aware of what's happening to yourself and your family. Focus on quality time instead of trying to always try and cater for a quality lifestyle. Now, we have a tendency of thinking that if I am able to provide these things as a man, that makes me a good father. But you forget to have quality time and understanding your wife and your kids. So focus on building quality time and connections and body. Model a healthy behavior. Yes, you can drink from time to time, but do not be a drunkard father that's always being drunk and all over the place. Or seek parenting resource groups. Find other men that have families that you can learn from. It's very vital. Number 11, identity crisis. It also supports the other ones. Masculinity is a problem where we want to emulate other people's masculinity without also understanding that our personalities are not the same. Or you need to understand how you correlate as a man, how you want to be treated and loved as a man, and how you want to operate and behave as an individual. That is part of a society, but it must also stem from your own values and principles. So it's really important. Redefine masculinity for yourself. As I've been saying, just redefine it for yourself. Embrace both strength and softness. Being soft is not weakness. It's part of your strength as a man. To have empathy and try to draw yourself from a soft place. Explore your identity without judgment. Move away from people that judge you for trying to be soft. It's really, 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 really important. Sexual performance anxiety. Also, it's a very fundamental problem with a lot of men. Pressure to always perform sexually. Don't do that. Have a partner that you guys have a consensual sex life, meaning that you are able to understand each other's weaknesses and strengths and grow from that and work around it so that you guys can please one another. Being macho without also understanding how to please a woman, it's very dangerous because sex is one of the building blocks of healthy relationships. So sexual performance anxiety is really important. You're going to put yourself in so much pressure to perform instead of focusing on enjoying the act. That's another thing. Now, communicate with your partners. Understand intimacy is more important than performance. Now, get to know your partner's body, understand her emotions, and understand your own body as a man also. If some of you have health issues, go seek a doctor or a therapist. There's many places like men's health clinic that can help a lot of you. And you're not weak for seeking help if you've got sexual performance issues. You are not. Number 13, addiction. This can stimulate to a lot of things. It can stem from different places: porn, alcohol, drugs, etc. Many things. You can cope through your own addiction, of which then messes up your own progress. And you lose a lot of things without dealing with yourself, understanding your personality, your feelings, and some of the things that you are dealing with. So it's very, very problematic. Acknowledge the issue. If you see that I'm drinking too much, acknowledge it. Seek support, like Alcoholic Anonymous. There's many things. Smart recovery. Seek therapy. Accountability is important to realize if you have a problem or not. Number 14. There's a tendency of men choosing specific careers that don't fit into their purpose and mission only for the fact that they think it's going to give them money. And as time moves, they feel a void and an emptiness. And they feel like they're stuck and they're undervalued at work, or they're not where they want to be, or this thing does not really make them happy. It's really important to reflect on your career goals and what makes you happy. You can be anything that you want to be, even if it's not conventional. But the most important thing is just doing it for you. If it makes you happy, do it for you. Consider reskilling yourself, networking, or working with a career coach. It's really, really vital to build on those things. Find people that are doing different things from you, what you're doing. And if you see those things are your interests, go to those seminars, go to those spaces and learn on how to achieve certain things. Understand your personality also. It's really, really vital. Number 15. This one is one of the biggest ones, the fear of failure. Fear of failure sometimes makes men feel that they're not enough or they're falling short. And it affects their confidence, it affects their psyche. So you shouldn't be afraid to fail. Failure is part of your development, and it tests your character to see who you are. And you must embrace it. Take it with a grain of salt. Stop letting the pressures of society get to you. Oh, it's only delaying you, it's not helping you. Refrain from failure as this thing. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. Refrain from failure, and looking at it, meaning that a lot of you want to stay away from failure, thinking that it's something that is going to destroy you. And sometimes it's a helpful process to a whole lot of you. Or take calculated risks, evaluate yourself, grow within the space, build resilience through mindset and training. It's important. Practice the thing that you want to do on a daily basis. Work on it every day. Make it part of your identity. No. Another one, jealousy and insecurity. I don't even have to explain much for this one because you know yourselves. Or the insecurity about success, relationships, and appearance. A lot of you are insecure about a lot of things and you want validation. And validation is very, very dangerous. Practice gratitude and challenge negative self-talk. Challenge negative comments about you. Avoid constant comparison, especially on social media. Stop being too critical. You are where you are for a reason, and for you to grow from that, you need to accept your current position and learn from it. That's it. The last two in actuality, it's navigating modern dating, and the other one is communicating with other men. A lot of men, they don't know how to maneuver in the dating market, particularly because of this thing of confusion over roles, or rejection, online dating pressure, and all these things. You need to understand what type of women you want for yourself and what type of boyfriend that you want for yourself. And that recipe might not be for everyone, and you need to accept it. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to want to be with you. So you need to find someone that fits into your profile and that fits into your regiment of how you want the relationship to be like. So it's easy. Be authentic. Focus on values, alignment over games. Learn from rejection. Because a lot of you fear rejection. No. Don't let it define you. It's fine to be rejected. You can't be with everyone. No. So this one, communicating with other men, comes with two things. The lack of role models and the space of not knowing how to communicate with other men. Men are the easiest people to talk to. As long as you are respectful and authentic, you can speak and speak to any man instead of trying to use materialism and all these specific things just to connect with other men. It's counterproductive. So it's really important for you guys to understand that. And yeah, and these things, they come with a lot of things. But I don't want to make this video too long. I hope some of the things that we've spoken about will help a lot of you guys to understand that the struggles that you come across don't make you who you are. No. You're not less of a man if you're broke. You're not less of a man if you don't have a lot of money. You're still a man. You need to identify what a man is for you and stop letting society get into your head. So I hope this video is helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to make many of these videos to try and help you guys for us to grow and become better men for this society and better men for ourselves. And I hope even ladies that have sons can show their sons these types of videos so that they can learn, because most of your sons do not have male role models. But anyway, enjoy your day. I hope this video was helpful to a lot of you.